Hello again, folks. Welcome to Chapter 2 of my Final Fantasy XIV live stream. Uh, what is going on? There are fireworks all over the place. Let's see exactly what's going on over here. Well, Matt Traveler, my interest in the Chocobo Porter. I did not tell you this is your first visit to the stop. I shall update my register with your name so you may access this location in the future. Porters are similar to rental chocobos that they can be hired to carry you quickly to various destinations. The difference being that you cannot control these birds and that they will not stop until they arrive at the destination. On the other hand, porters are trained to take the safe route, meaning that they will never be attacked while in transit. There's fireworks over here. Gotta go back to Central Shroud. Actually, I gotta go back to North Shroud. So, I look at Redania here. Find exactly what gate we need to go into. So the Wolf Gate. What's all the fireworks for? Looks like we gotta go directly to the gate. To the North Shroud. We're in the knot. So we gotta go to the Yellow Serpent Gate. Yeah, I figured I had to exchange the Cascadia uniform badger. They had one place you could do it back then, but I don't think you could do it until you get up to Mordona. So I'll be holding on that to probably the end of the game. End of 2.0 anyways. I just hope that one monster isn't up here that knocked me out last time in Peace Garden. It was that oversized Dire Knight. That thing was a pain in the butt. I was like, what the fuck? You know? We're in Peace Garden now. Let's go up this way. Is the same monster there? No. Thank goodness. Alright, we'll speak to this chocobo kid too. Well met, traveler. My interest you in the chocobo porter. Ah, do not tell me this is your first visit to this stop. I shall update my register with your name, so that you may access this location in the future. I speak to Emiria. Oh, all for naught. I give thanks that you're unharmed at least. A letter for me? Scented letter. The scented letter is a sweetly scented letter dropped by Albert. Let's hand it over. My dearest Emiria, I pray this letter finds you well. I know my gifts were sudden and many, but I hope they were to your liking. Seeing you in your first summer of your womanhood, I could restrain myself no longer. My thoughts have been only of you, of these past many moons, of what gifts might bring you happiness. Yet to see you smile from afar is not nearly enough. I long to live together with you in the gristmill, and nothing would bring me greater joy. I would give you a grand garden filled with the white shimmer meal you love. So, but such dreams can never come true. My crimes are known and will never be forgiven. The most I can hope for is for you to know my heart. That would grant me a measure of peace, and so if this does not cause you distress, I would write to you again. Yours ever, Albert. Albert. Thank you for bringing me this letter, Severin. His most precious gift, I understand now. But how did he know my favorite flower? Is Albert? No, it can't be. Anyway, we must return the presents to the rightful owners. I know we will not erase this Albert's sins, but perhaps the 12 of you are more kindly. Forgive me this final request, but could you go to Gradani and speak with a woman named Leon? You should find her in the Caroline canopy. Tell her of all that transpired here today. She'll know what to do. Alright, so I'm done with everything here. A message from Emiria. Voicemail, you say? I see. Oh, Albert, you fool. I'll deal with the stolen goods. Worry not. Yes, I know of the boy and his family. He once lived in this very town. One day he stole a handful of chamomile seeds from an influential merchant in the ebony stalls, you see. This boy had a sister, and chamomile was her favorite flower. Seeking only to make his sister happy, I doubt he grasped the gravity of his act. Regardless, his parents felt that he had brought terrible shame to the family, and so they disowned him. Cast out of hearth and home, he grew desperate, and those who think only of survival think little of law. A common enough tale, perhaps, but no less tragic for it. And now you know the truth. The sister Albert loved so dearly is Emiria. Emiria was too young to remember when Albert left, so her parents decided to conceal his existence. However, word of the boy's banishment soon spread, and her parents were forced to move to Gristmill to maintain the fiction. By now, Emiria surely had heard rumors of her long-lost brother. Though a gentle girl like her would never question her parents' honesty, and whatever faint memories she once may have had are long gone. But Albert was never forgotten, Emiria. Despite the danger, I suspect he now keeps close to Gridania, refusing to leave his beloved sister a second time. I'll send Emiria some chamomile seeds by the way of thanks for helping us to recover the stolen goods. If only it were as simple as returning them to the rightful owners. Sadly, Albert's crimes would not be so easily forgiven. But perhaps by the time these seeds have sprouted and their flowers bloom, people have found a new path. Alright, we're gonna go with Hickin cats. Alright, so now we're gonna go venture down this way. A couple more sprites over there that I could take down. I'm gonna unlock this aetheryte real quick. Attuned to it anyways. Teleport learned. By learning the spell teleport, you are now able to travel instantly between aetherytes to which you attend. Access the teleportation menu by selecting teleport under travel from the main menu. Unlike other spells, teleport does not require MP to cast, instead uses typing naturally generating spiritual energy. A small fee of gil, however, must be paid to the keepers of the aetherytes so that they can maintain the crystals and defend them from those who would see them destroyed. The fee varies depending on travel distance and remoteness of aetheryte location. Registering an aetheryte as a favored destination will reduce the amount of gil required to travel there. Up to 3 favored destinations can be registered at any one time. Where the heart is, the lavender beds. Margaria has information that may interest wealthy adventurers. Correct me if I'm wrong, but are you not an adventurer? I've seen you running to and fro, face set and grim, determination as adventurers are wont to do. Hence my presumption. If so, I have information which might interest you. Rumor has it that plots within the lavender beds are to be auctioned off. What's more, bidders need not even be Gradanian. Any old adventurer or wandering minstrel could, with sufficient funds, purchase the land and build their own home. Considering how discerning the elementals tend to be about who can and cannot reside within the Twelveswood, it's rather surprising, if not hard to believe. But if there's truth to these rumors, well, who hasn't dreamed of owning their own forest cottage? Perhaps with a small vegetable garden and a stable large enough for a chocobo or two. You know, should your travels take you to the mirrored planks, where the ferry to the lavender beds is, perhaps you'll find a Twinad representative who can tell you more. I would be shocked if they weren't involved in such a monumental change in policy. We're gonna go pick up this other quest over here. From Kukubachi. Not a material girl. An old-down merchant by the name of Kukubachi seeks an adventurer to make some inquiries on his behalf. You're the adventurer. Yes, you will suffice. I have a job I need performed, and I'm willing to pay the going rate. A trifling task, really. I simply need you to ask the locals here at Bentgrass Meadows what the head wrangler covets most in all the world. This is a private matter, lest you doubt, so be sure to inquire discreetly. And please, for the love of all, do not reveal that you are in my employ. In fact, it would be best if my name wasn't mentioned at all. So we're going to speak to Aethelthirth. What does Keitha covet most? Why would you wish to know some... Wait a minute. That old-down merchant put you up to this, didn't he? He's wasting his time with that approach. If the man was serious about owning a chocobo, he would be better served by convincing Keitha of his intent to provide the bird with the proper care and attention. Alright, so... Leo Dare says, Keitha, the only thing Keitha wants is for her birds to be happy. If she cares about anything besides the well-being of the chocobos, then I've not heard of it. Bernard says, What's that about Miss Keitha? You looking to serve trouble, son? If you think some shiny trick will remove her heart, then you don't know her. Like that is, Miss Keitha is only interested in her birds. Listen here, adventurer, if your actions cause her any distress, the wood weathers will come down on you so hard your boots will leak blood. Got that? Well, do you plan to keep me in suspense? I must have a chocobo for my berry. What's this? They told me you nothing of her material desires? The stubbornness of these Gridanians is infuriating, and I should have known better than to hire a buffoon for such delicate work. To think of the amount of gil I had wasted on this fruitless venture. Oh, cease your demurring. I promise you the reward, and the reward you shall have. Now leave me to my misfortune. Yeah, I'm gonna need an upgrade on that. So that's like my current achievement. Complete 30 unique quests. Let me look at my achievements again. Now I'm going to talk to Luke a lot. Extending fences. Luke a lot at Burnt Branch Meadows wishes you to procure fence building materials from dire mites. Greetings, sir. You have the distinctive air of an adventurer. Might I trouble you for some assistance? In recent days, a heartless cat has been sneaking into the ranch to scare our chocobos. The poor birds are in a state of constant unease, wondering when the next fright will come. It is my hope that extending the fencing will help to keep the intruder out. To that end, could I ask you to procure some strands of dynamite web? They make for surprisingly sturdy construction material. You should be able to obtain the web from the dire mites themselves. There are usually a few to be found roaming the lands around the ranch. 6 strands should be sufficient. I'll be right back, folks. Alright, folks, I'm back. Got a friend here. Oh, this beautiful girl. Yeah, her name is Twist. So. Alright, you're on my live stream, okay, girl? Alright, I'm gonna have to get down, okay? Come on. Over here. Come on. Oh, there you go. Alright, so we're gonna go out this way. You wanna sit there? Alright, there you go. Alright, go home. That kind of hurt. Alright, we go back to Bent Branch Meadows. Look for luck. Oh yeah, return. Tell me, were you able to procure the dynamite web I requested? Little time has elapsed since the strand was spun, and so this web remains extremely sticky. Yes, these will do nicely. These are perfect for binding posts together. While I still in Ishgard, were I still in Ishgard, I would never have entertained the notion of using such a bizarre material in this manner. Oh, did I mention I was from Ishgard? Aye, well, Gridani is, in actual fact, my second home. My native land was once famous for its chocobo stables. No man in the Orzu would speak of the creatures without his thoughts turning naturally to Ishgard. Sadly, however, that time has passed. I left my homeland to accept employment here at the ranch, instructing others in the methods of chocobo husbandry. Yet I have found that it is often I who am the recipient of others' instruction, and on a great many matters. Truly, one can never know what life may hold in store. We're gonna go to the Jadeite Thick real quick to get those quests complete. So there should be a road that leads down this way. Just gonna take this staircase and head out of here towards the east. I'm gonna take the road that's gonna lead up to the north here. Up through the Jadeite Thick. It should lead us up to the Bannock here shortly. Found some hunts at the same time. Pick up this side quest and finish them off first. Delivery, you certainly weren't followed? Quest, the diversion of label. A large bag full of various dried meats and fruit entrusted you by Hardner Bishop of Celeste. Yes, this is what I requested. Strange, I was expecting someone with rather more experience. I usually balk at such outrageous payments prior to delivery. Honestly, I'm amazed you made it this far. These woods are teeming with anoles and other nasties, ready to make a quick meal of the unprepared. I commend your bravery and thank you for your trouble. Here, take the remainder of the feed. I should be very happy to deploy you. Wait, did you see that? It looked like an anole. Quickly, go before you bring it here and get us all killed. Idle initiatives. Kamazum, a soldier at the Bannock, wants you to track down some initiatives that failed to appear for training. Ah, perfect timing. I was just looking for a likely lad to track down some Tornado initiative. 3 of our newest recruits have failed to report for training, exhausted from a month of solid drill rights, but considering their current physical state, I'd rather doubt they wandered far. Oh, guys, please don't mention wild beasts or blood. They're fine. I'm certain of it. Seek out my wayward troops and tell them to report back to me on the double. Marilyn. Marilyn, a servant at the Bannock, is seeking a volunteer to gather materials used in the training of recruits. Ho there, adventurer. If it is work you seek, then look no further. Instructor Marit Sale needs a volunteer to bring some bog yards and sails for the recruits to practice on. You'll find yarzans in the river south of here. Once you try the carcasses from 4 of the creatures, take them to the instructor. We also got to complete this main quest too. Greetings, Severin Flanders. Meon sent word to expect you. My name is Galfred, and I'm responsible for training our twin Adder recruits. I thank you for volunteering your assistance. The 12's Wood has much changed since the Calamitous arrival of the 7th Umbral era 5 years ago. The power of the elementals wanes, and the harmony of the forest gives way to chaos. A great abundance of life has been lost, as a strong run rampant, stifling the weak and new spring. Though it may not appear to the eyes of an outsider, the 12's Wood is ailing, its once rich variety of fading memory. For the citizens of Gridania, the restoration of the forest is a sacred duty, and it is my hope that adventurers such as you will offer to aid them in their struggle. Listen to the request and do all that you can. May the elementals bless your endeavors, Severin Flanders. Passing muster. Galfred, Chief Instructor at the Bannock, wishes to inspect your equipment and thereby gauge your readiness for future missions. I see you're eager to lend a hand, Severin. That is well, but I cannot in good conscience send you into the forest until I have established that your equipment is equal to the task. It bears repeating that, in the 5 years since the dawn of the seventh Umber era, many of the 12 wood creatures have transformed into vicious, bloodthirsty monsters. Venturing into the forest without the proper gear is tantamount to suicide. I suggest you take some time to evaluate equipment. Once you deem your armors to be of sufficient quality, present yourself to me for inspection. Equip your head, body, hands, legs, and feet with gear of an item level 5 or above before returning to speak with Galford. You can view, equip, and remove gear in the selecting character under by selecting character under the character from the character menu, from the main menu. To equip an item first, select the desired slot. This will open your armor chest, and if you can select the item you wish to equip. Finally, from the selecting menu, select equip and put on the gear. Ready for the inspection, are we? Right then, eyes forward and back straight. Yes, I think you passed muster. You'd be surprised at how many young, promising soldiers get themselves killed by rushing off into the woods without first donning a decent set of armor. Your equipment, however, should provide the required degree of protection. Consider yourself ready to do better. I already have a maple short bow. So get the elegant bronze piece. Severin, by your tireless efforts you have proven yourself a friend to your value. I believe you can be trusted with sensitive intelligence. I would assign you a mission of considerable import, yet the need for secrecy prevents me from disclosing its details until you pledge your participation. I am authorized to tell you only that it concerns suspicious activity in the 12 of them. Say that you will lend us your aid, and I shall proceed you with the briefing. Galford needs a venture to investigate suspicious activity in the 12's wood. This quest is called Chasing Shadows. Good. Time is of the essence, so listen well. You will by now have heard that a suspicious individual has been seen prowling the 12's wood. And you may also be aware that XIV activity has risen sharply in the region of late. What you may not know is that the increase coincided almost exactly with the first recorded sighting of the aforementioned individual. Suspecting a connection, we heighten our surveillance in hopes of tracking down an unknown visitor. Alas, our quarry is proving to be exceedingly elusive, almost as if he knows our movements ahead of time. But where whole units have failed, a lone adventurer may yet succeed. Acting independently and covertly, you may be able to close in on a quarry unnoticed. Fear and anxiety are beginning to take their toll upon the citizenry. Severin, for their sake, I ask that you aid us in this investigation. You have my gratitude. With your help, I am hopeful we will shed light upon this mystery. Begin your search at Lifeman's Stump. It is there that the majority of the sightings took place. Be forewarned. My people cannot offer you support, lest our quarry catch scent of our presence and evade us yet again. Proceed with caution. Alright, first of all, we're going to complete the quest in the immediate area. There's also quests due down here, too. So, we'll travel up north. Go on this road to take us out here. Actually, we gotta find these people. Use initiates first. Just a few more moments, Mother. Huh? Sergeant Kamazan? F droppings. I must be late for training. Do not see I'm attempting to become one with nature. Let me be good, sir. What? Sergeant Parmesan sent you? Matron's teeth. I better get back before she makes her boot one with my backside. Hey. There you go. Here's another one of these people. Such a soothing sound. One day I shall build a home by the river. Who are you? Say the sergeant's looking for me. How long have I been here? What bell is it now? Stand aside. I must make haste. So we gotta go up this way. You're about to enter an instance battle. Instance battles only occur during certain quests and missions. Take a moment to read the information displayed in the active help window before answering the call of duty. You're about to enter a special instance. For these areas reserved for important battles which feature unique environmental conditions or powerful boss enemies. Instance objectives can be confirmed in the duty list. For the duration of battle, you'll be unable to pass beyond the red line displayed on the field. You automatically leave the instance once all quest objectives have been met. So it says duty calls commence battle for commencing caches with level sync is effective if you are above the maximum allowed level. Desync as follows. Level 9, let's proceed.
Look! Someone's already here. Oh dear. Is that a sword in the stump? Bad idea. Really bad idea. It takes a lot less than that to incite the green wrath, you know.
I'll get my drink off this table.
The first time we came to the 12's Wood, we
this
almost
our
ended
dark
up as a
stranger?
dinner, just for crashing our airship in the wrong place.
No, not
It was all
this one.
Papalino's
Not
fault,
even
of course.
close. Come on.
Though, he'd sooner swallow his staff. You know him, Kuplo Kop?
Well, not exactly, but we did once share a carriage. Isn't that right?
How are the readings?
Same as the last. There is a disturbance here as well. And newly manifested at that. Kuplo Kop seems convinced of your innocence. But if this isn't your doing, whose is it?
Ever since the calamity, the forest's been really sensitive. The slightest disruption to the etheric flow, and this sort of thing happens.
Big ass tree. They're all angry.
It seems we have little choice.
I'll read that later.
Hear, feel, think. Crystal Bearer. I am Hydaelyn, all made one. A light there once was that shone throughout this realm, yet it hath since grown dim. And as it hath faltered, so hath darkness risen up in its stead, presaging an end to life. For the sake of all, I beseech thee, deliver us from this fate. The power to banish the darkness dwelleth in the crystals of light. Journey forth and lay claim to them. By thy deeds shall the crystals reveal themselves to thee. Only believe, for the light liveth in thy heart. Shine thy light on all creation.
You fainted. A surfeit of ether, no doubt.
And what have we here?
Our culprit, it would seem, an Ixal. And no ordinary Ixal either. A chieftain. That they would venture this deep into enemy territory, the beastmen may indeed be acting under orders. This is Papalimo. We found the
How are we
culprit.
feeling then?
It was an Ixal
Better?
chieftain.
Good.
Yes, we'll seek Brother Esumian's cooperation in the matter. Ida?
Giant crystals?
Oh, loud.
Can't say I've seen any.
Much the same as always.
Are you sure you're feeling better?
Understood. Over and out. Kuplokop, please bear word of these developments to Brother Esumian. We shall soon return to give a full report.
Understood. Over and out. Kupo!
Here is where we part ways. Till next time, take care.
think that sword might be a clue. You should definitely pull it out and take it back to the Bannock. You don't suppose that adventurer could see Kuplokop, do you?
And this occurs to you now? Yes, it seemed that way. Time will tell.
Well, time will have to, because you won't. You never tell me what's really going on. Unless... you don't know what's going on either.
You'd like that, wouldn't you?
Have you come to train? In the bar, yards and shells. Not a new recruit. Then what? Ah, the yards and shells I ordered from Maryland to requisition. I see he's learned to delegate authority, if nothing else. Now that I have these carcasses, I can set my recruits some specialized drills. They are already adept at hitting a target, of course, but they need practical knowledge of exactly where a monster like the Yarzon is most vulnerable. Thanks to your efforts, I have no doubt they will fare better against the creatures when called upon. You should be proud of yourself. Both they and the Bannock are safer for your help. Thank you, Severin. All the initiates are now present and accounted for. It's always the same, you know. A handful of recruits invariably lose focus a short while after being assigned to the new unit. That first rush of tension and excitement wears off and the strength from constant drills begins to show. Reprimanding them isn't always the best solution, though. I have their morale to think about. After all, still I might give them a quick blast for good measure. What can I say? This is one battle that I'm not afraid to fight. Let's speak to Alfred. Severin, it's good to see you back. One of our patrols said more that you had been spotted doing battle with enraged treants. I am relieved to find you none the worse for the experience. But tell me, what were you able to discover at Lifeman's Stump? And the magic blade. An ornately decorated sword found thrust into a Lifeman's stump. A sword in the stump and a dead XIV. I can say with absolute certainty that this blade is of XIV origin. It is of a kind used exclusively in the Beastman's rituals. The XIV rarely set foot in the central shroud, so tight is a guard over the area. What purpose could have driven them to such a risk? I fear something is afoot. What's that? A dubious couple sporting particular spectacles? Ha ha ha. So you've been finally acquainted with Ida and Papalymo. Lay your suspicions to rest. Gridania counts them among her staunchest allies. Both are scholars hailing from a distant land and have been with us since before the calamity. Their garb may appear outlandish and their exchanges baffling, but never once have they given us cause to doubt them. Indeed, they often assist the gods Quiver and the wood whalers in the work, as much as I hope you will in the days to come, Severin. Although our unknown visitor eludes us still, owing to your efforts, we have acquired important intelligence on the XIV threat. You have my gratitude. We are fortunate indeed to have a capable adventurer such as you aiding us. I pray you will continue to serve the people of Gridania in whatever capacity you are able. Galfred, Chief Instructor of the Bannock, wishes you to collect Chigo egg sacs. Severin, injuries to several of my men have left me short-handed, and I require capable sorts to complete their unfinished duty. The task is simple. Put down as many of these of the local Chigo population as necessary to acquire 3 of their egg sacs. Having done so, you are to deliver them to Morangen at Gilbert Spire. You will answer any queries you might have. Now I have other business to attend to. Alright, so we'll take the north road out of here. And we'll go east. Actually, I'll try this out. Now we gotta kill some of his Chigos. Let me see what this ability is for. An attack with a potency of 130. So I'll probably move this over here. So we're going to speak to Monraguen. You must be the adventurer standing in our injured companion, in for our injured companions. Terribly unfortunate business that. This translucent sac appears to be filled with thousands of tiny pearl-shaped eggs. It seems, however, that you had little trouble gathering the egg sacs in their stead. Excellent work. I shall have them sent over to the Trappers League immediately. Lest you wonder, these egg sacs are not destined after the dinner table. Members of the 12 Adder and the Wood Whalers are assisting the League by collecting the samples they need to check for signs of weakness. The Chigo, you see, is one of the few creatures capable of transmitting the disease known as the Creeping Death. Until relatively recently, any higher who contracted this ghastly illness would almost invariably perish. Indeed, a single outbreak once claimed the lives of a third of the Hyrulean population in Gridania. That was a long time ago, of course. With the medicines available to us now, the Creeping Death is not the killer it once was. Even so, it is best to halt any new outbreaks before they occur. Thus, we gather Chigo eggs on a regular basis in order to assist the Trappers League with their ongoing research. Your timely assistance is most appreciated. So we complete that. Next quest. Surveying the damage. A guard at the Gilded Spire named Morangan is here to recover their surveying equipment left behind in the cave by a startled recruit. Such an embarrassing turn of events. I send a recruit from the Bannock on a surveying expedition only for the caravan Craven to turn tail and flee at the first sign of trouble. This is not how we treat requests from the conjurers, and as if such a poor showing weren't bad enough, the lily-livered half-wit left behind the surveying equipment provided by the hero Pauline herself. While I attempt to instill some backbone into this so-called soldier, would you mind recovering the survey gear and returning it to the hero Pauline Gavinax's bower? According to my recruit's tab below, there should be a set of survey records, a surveyor's rope, and 2 boxes of surveyor's instruments strewn about the interior of the cave to the south of here. It's a wonder the damn fool didn't lose his boots. Matron, watch over you. Arrow has a quest. More than a flesh wound. Arrow needs an adventurer to supply him with a high potion. Oh God, the pain. I caught a scurry of squirrels gnawing on the fences earlier and managed to drive them off, but not before you decided to gnaw on me instead, and now I'm in the bloody mess you see before you. To make matters worse, I find myself without so much as a single high potion. I know, foolhardy. I vaguely recall using my last one after some tracking and scraped several moons past. The gods alone know why I didn't think to replace it there and then. You wouldn't happen to be carrying a spare flask. If you don't have any on hand, the merchant at the Bannock should have some in her stock. I can't leave my post, so if you could bring me a high potion, I'd be tremendously grateful. I already have one. 7 hells, do those accursed squirrels leave any part of me untouched? Oh, you're back. Do you have that high potion for me? Yeah, here we go. Thank the gods, I owe you one, my friend. Here, I'm waiting to have this. I had no idea squirrels could bite so hard. I thought I'd seen everything, but it seems there's still surprises to be found in the Twelveswood. We would both do well to remember that. This copper gorget's going to be a lot better. Alright, so I gotta go to this cave to the south of here to get this item. We're gonna go do our side quest down there. In here in about 35 minutes, I gotta get going because I gotta go. I'm gonna be very busy tonight. If ye break faith, Finney has worked for a meddlesome adventurer. Another goddamn adventurer desperate to stick his nose in everyone's business and seek out the groundskeeper of the 10 pair of beef crop. You'll find him in a shack just outside the entrance, as the hermit is all too happy to live live is all too happy to live close to his work. When last I patrolled the area, I could hear him swearing inside his shack from the road. I know that not what vexes that man, but I suspect he'll welcome your presence more than I. After a bit of work, are ye? Aye, I'll task what needs to be done. Take these Nymea lilies and leave them at the top of each barrel. You've doubtless seen the bones returned to life by foul magic, shambling around and harassing their surviving comrades. It hurts my soul to see it, adventurer. I cannot abide such blasphemy. 'Tis me hope that these lilies soothe their spirits and help them return to the matron's bosom. See me when you've finished. Okay, such as these are offered as offerings for the dead. Okay, done with that one. You've done holy work for this eve, Len. I cannot fathom what could drive the dead to rise up and seek to do this harm, but I pray that this helps put an end to it. May the matron watch over and keep you safe. Finea guard at Galvan Spire seeks a willing volunteer to deal with the slug problem. You must be desperate for work indeed if you would speak with me a second time. Either that or you never learn to leave well enough alone. But if you're so bloody eager, then here's another job for you. Head on over to the headstream class from nest of Saprophagus slugs. All you need to do is sprinkle some of this flat ale on the ground wherever you find the most moist depressions. You should soon be up to your armpits in slugs. Don't let any of the buggers slither away. Make sure you find a clear out all three nests. Having been left uncovered for a few days, this cheap airport brew has lost all of its bubbles. Gentleman, looks like your nest leg escaped unharmed. I don't suppose you have the fancy assumption about the Tam Deep drops that is due. It's the final resting place of those who perished during the calamity. The slugs you handily dispatched for feeding on the flowers were laid there in remembrance of the fallen. The monsters multiplied and food grows scarce. Perhaps there was naught else for them to feed on. But to see those reefs disturbed this was more than I could bear. And now I've said too much. Here, take your reward and leave me be. Talk to Bertha. Favor for the fisherwoman. Bertha, a local at the Mirror Planks, is looking for someone to retrieve a fishing rod from Lilystone. You seem incapable, Short. Would you mind running over to Lilystone and retrieving my favorite fishing rod for me? I was happily dropping a line into the water, you see, when I suddenly noticed a ghostly spirit of fire bearing down upon me from behind. In a blind panic, I twisted around and flung my rod at the apparition before fleeing back here to the planks. I dimly remember the rod passing through the unnatural flames and hitting the side of the tent. I set it for afternoon naps, and probably still there. It's probably still there, but I can't bring myself to go in my stead. Oh, thank you. Walking the planks, Wealthy Elf will look at the Mirror Planks wants you to help deliver goods that have been unloaded at the pier. Ah, perfect. It's just time to help deliver goods that arrived not moments ago. Allow me to double-check my manifest. Now listen carefully. Take this through the plate mail to Darnamere. Here's the guard you see right over there. The Montoya bean belonged to Kylie, and the smoked crayfish balls to Mike's friend Bertha here. That's it for this load. A strapping adventure like you should barely work up a sweat, am I right? The cargo you're looking for has a merchant ferry unloaded at the end of the pier. Much obliged. They should be here by now. Are these the Montoya beans? Praise the matron. It's my job to pick up provisions from the pier and deliver them to the settlements in the area. But we couldn't leave without the beans. Now I can finish loading on my cart and be on my way. Thank you for your help. 1, 2, 3. No, not this won't do it all. I'm sure I heard waterfall makes me shut that habit. Oh, I thank you very much. It would have been a short afternoon of fishing if this bay hadn't arrived. You have something for me? Oof, what is, my new plate mill. And what would a wood whaler want with metal armor, you ask? Let's just say after a number of engagements with Garland and heavy infantry, my mind has been open to the protection such steel encasements can provide. All done then? Excellent work. Swift and sure. Adventures are such handy individuals to have around. If we leave cargo piled up on the pier, the next crew has no room to unload the shipment, you see. It can be backbreaking work, but someone has to do it. King in a bottle. Wealthy offers resident Mirror Planks is taking some of your system in this work. Can I ask you another job? This one will be a little more of your skills, I promise. What I need is for you to swat some of those hornet swarms you see buzzing around about the place to collect their husk. About 4 bags worth should be enough. What I'm going to do with a pile of dead Valken? Well, the sooner you give them to me, the sooner you'll find out. Did you find my fishing rod? Yes, this is it. Thank Oscar you came along. I just can't fish with anything else. The volume and such around here so impressed me, but those planes, I've never seen the like. I wonder if I will ever build up the courage to fish that lily stone again. You have the husk? Good, good. Hand them over then. Ah, these are perfect. Hope they didn't sting you too terribly. Now all we do is take some bottles of liquor and squeeze these beauties inside like so, and there we have it, a fresh batch of my special sting brew. The ranchers of Bent Branch Meadows put in an order for a bottle quite some time ago, but gathering those husks is always such a chore. Speaking of chores, would you mind taking this to them as soon as you're able? The last year after goes by the name of Margot. Give her the sting brew along with my regards. Oh, and apologize for the delay, would you? We're gonna go over here first. A good morrow to you, sir. What can you wish to know about the auctions? Very well, allow me to explain. There is a growing concern that our immigration policies may have been a tad restrictive in the past. And so the Seatsier Council and the Order of the Twin Adder have, with the blessing of the elementals, decreed that the lavender beds be set aside for adventurers. Adventurers who possess the necessary funds to purchase and maintain their estates, that is. Should you look upon the beds with your own eyes, though, I think you'll agree that it's well worth the price. Have a word with the skipper over yonder. She'll ferry you across. The crew stationed at the pier can tell you more about the beds once you've arrived. To proceed with the quest where the heart is, you may visit any residential ward within the lavender beds. This ferry is bound for the lavender beds. Will you be traveling with us? Each of the three nations has established residential districts wherein like-minded adventurers can establish the base for their activities. Each residential district is divided into wards, which in turn have 60 plots of land each. Wealthy individuals may purchase plots of land upon which to build their own estate halls, while free companies may jointly purchase plots. Those seeking simpler quarters may instead purchase a room in the apartment buildings found in each of the residential districts. Estate halls and apartments can be customized by installing fixtures and placing furniture. Please note that in case the estate halls, specific company provisions are required for customization. More information on housing can be had by speaking to the resident caretaker stationed at each residential district. I just like the first one, just for instance. Greetings, adventurer, and welcome to the Lavender Beds. Oh, you come at on behest of the Grodanian woman. I regret to inform you that these plots are reserved for adventurers. Your friend will not be permitted to take part in these auctions. You, on the other hand, would be more than welcome to participate. Should you have in mind to purchase a plot for yourself, pray speak with the resident caretaker who can guide you through the process. We go back. This way can take you either to another ward or back to the central shroud. Are you coming aboard? Let's leave. Got about 18 minutes left until I gotta log off here. Good to see you again, friend. Did you learn anything about the Lavender Beds? Oh, adventures only, is that so? Well, these are trying times, and it's more important than ever for Gordania to attract capable individuals like yourself. I'm sure that one day my dreams will come to fruition. One day I'll have my own cottage and stables filled with my beloved chocobos. The residential district exit out for the Lavender Beds can be accessed to Gordania and Etheria. Yes, I am Margot. How might I? Let's give it a sting brew. Ah, the sting brew at last. I'm aware of what you must have done to acquire this, and I'm most grateful to you. Few folk are willing to run towards a swarm of wrathful hornets. Ordinarily, this liquor is drunk for the unique and not altogether unpleasant stinging sensation it causes on one's tongue. It is, however, also an indispensable tool for repelling insects. We sprinkle it over the fields where the geisel greens are planted. Thanks to you, the crops will be untouched by pests this year. I hope one of our well-fed chocobos can return the favor by serving as a mount someday. Alright, now we gotta complete this next part of this next main quest here. Gotta go over the greens here, and should be where my last hunt for this hunting log is as well. So we'll take the southern road out of here. I should take a sword, but Yes, may I assist you with some matters? Survey records, surveyors records, surveyors instruments. Oh, but this is the equipment I left for the soldiers of the banner. Fled at the first sign of danger, say I see. Well, all or not is lost. It appears we could manage to complete this surveying assignment. The records are actually quite detailed. With the changes wrought by the calamity, I thought it was wise to send an order that went out on a number of expeditions throughout the region's topography. As fortunate for having the option saw that these tasks were maxed on through to train inexperienced soldiers. We can no longer rely on our past knowledge as well as what we have to survive these troubled times. We must reacquaint ourselves with our surroundings that we may better discern the threats we face. Stay vigilant, adventure. A soldier's breakfast. Calling at Gavino Bower is an adventure to call the growing and old population, as well as gather one of the Skelkin's eggs. I hesitate to make such a dangerous request, but might you assist us in thinning the number of Enolas on Naked Rock? In our efforts to commune with the elements, we conjurers often find ourselves in the area. Of late, however, our meditations have all too frequently been interrupted by unprovoked Enole attacks. Truly, the beasts grow more aggressive by the day. The numbers have continued to grow since the advent of the 7th Emperor, you see, forcing packs of the skin to come down from the mountains in search of food. If you could slay a handful of the beasts, that should lessen the need to hunt and also serve as a warning to the Enoles to remain within their territory. But I'm afraid you must do more than the existing population or to truly break the spiraling growth. Then we must also target their future offspring. Bring me one of their eggs, and you will have played your part in returning balance to this area of the forest. Parasite Cleave. Gabino at the Gabino's Bower is looking for an adventure to deal with the parasite fungi infestation. God's damn you, mushroom-headed, spindly-legged, spore-spewing abomination, suck the life out of my precious trees, will you? Damn you to the 7. Oh, thank the matron. You look just like the sort to help me deal with this nightmare. My poor trees I have tended since they were scarcely saplings, I might add, have been infested with parasite fungars. If I let those pests have their way, my babies will be naught but deadwood before the week is out. Smear this amber unguent on the infested tree. Though the horrid creatures were dropped clean off, allowing it to administer adventurous-style vengeance. Mwahaha, did you not hear that, the malignant toadstools? Your end is nigh. You'll rue the day you... My apologies, my wrath upon me. Fear not, I am now quite calm. So the fungars, bastards that they are, have attached themselves to the 3 trees. Once you ground those treacherous mushrooms into a pulp beneath your righteous boots, come back and tell me exactly how it felt. The decaying tree, let's put the amber unguent. Well, did you take care of my fungi infestation? Yes, at last I can enjoy a restful night's sleep. must say I'm glad to meet an adventurer of such talents. Just look at you and all your fun display of glory. You have my thanks. Soil Despoilers. Gabino's about the fame needs of a live adventure called the ever-increasing microculture population. Ah, too stubborn. After the thrashing together of infernal fungi, I do believe you might be the very person to solve another problem microcultures. These vile little beasts draw their sustenance directly from the soil. Ordinarily, the forest would only be too happy to provide, but these days there are just too bloody many of them. So many, in fact, that they're leaching every last nutrient from the ground. You think the soil was put here just for you and your microculture mates? Gah. I should go over there and, well, I'm not rightly sure what it is I should do, but someone should certainly do something, and soon before I apologize to agency. It takes over, and there's not I can do about fame and spluttered. If you do see your way of exterminating 8 or so of these soil the spoilers, you would have my eternal gratitude. Once you've taken care of the microcultures, I'd be grateful if you would report to Eod first. You would find him just outside it. Here the degradation of soil has been as much of a source of consternation to him as it has to me, and I'm sure he would appreciate knowing the problem's been solved. I got the Enola egg. Now time to go back to this area over here. Now that I complete these next 2 quests, I gotta go to bed. Got work tonight. Ah, you return. Now that my brothers and sisters continue their meditations undisturbed, you have my thanks. As for the egg, I ask you to deliver it to Tush Kamazum at the Bannock. And all the eggs are both large and filled with nutrients and perfect meal for a soldier. She will be more than a little pleased to see you, I should imagine. Speak to this fellow over here. You say you slayed a good number of the microaches. Well, that is a welcome piece of news. I was afraid old Gavino would take an axe in hand and try to hack apart the pest himself. Perhaps now his troubled mind might know some peace. You have my thanks. Okay, time to go back to the Jadeite pit. Like the north entrance again. I forgot those imps down at Greens here. I'll do that next time I log on. Who goes there? Oh, Severin, it's you. Another delivery. I'm not certain I should be the one to buy Nafka. That's a Nonola egg. The troops would be glad indeed to have one of these at table. And you say here, Pauline, set you on this errand? I hear the Anoles are more numerous than ever, yet you appear to have managed the task with your skin intact. Your skill and bravery continue to amaze me, Severin. Okay, go and pick up on the next quest. Severin, thank the gods you've come. We have a potential crisis on our hands, and I would appreciate your assistance. Will you hear me out? Spirit Hold broken. Galfred, Chief Instructor at the Bannock, would entrust you with the task of investigating Spirit Hold. Listen well, for we haven't much time. To the southeast of here lies a dungeon known as Spirit Hold. It was all but destroyed during the calamity. Desiring to go on the ruins back to the forest, they here ventured inside to carry out the rite of returning. Alas, it would seem something has gone awry. Word arrived just moments ago that Bahir and his guards have been attacked by a towering shadow. Ah, you heard me. A shadow. On any other day, I would dispatch my best quivermen to provide support, but I sent them to repel an Exali incursion at the west shroud, Neria Belago. The timing of these events cannot be mere coincidence. I fear the Exile somehow caught wind of our plans and are attempting to disrupt the rite in an effort to weaken the bond between man and elemental. They must not be allowed to succeed, and so I bid you to go to Spirit Hold and do whatever is necessary to resolve the situation. Please say, will you help us? I knew you would not let me down. You will have all the support I can muster. Now we are racing against time, so you have best make haste. I'm gonna fast travel over here. Yeah. Well, save some money and use a free Aetherite ticket. Alright folks, I'm going to log off for the day. Probably be back tomorrow morning. Have a good day. It was fun streaming, and it was fun showing you some more gameplay from Final Fantasy XIV, Chapter 2. Peace out.